I've got a lot of explaining to do, and I am well aware of it. First things first, I want to sincerely apologize for the level of anger I expressed in my previous videos. I know, nobody has ever heard me sound that angry before, and I understand. Here's where I explain. I realized the last time I did a video like this on this channel was when I did an announcement saying that I was no longer able to Twitch stream or YouTube because my life was becoming too difficult. However, I had been too mentally confused on what it was that I was struggling with, and my confusion had came from just what I believed takes to be successful in life. Not only that, something as small as an internet bill was also what kept me from even being too focused on being able to stream and be YouTubing. I was someone that allowed myself to suffer in silence and always felt afraid to ever ask for help, for something as small as helping pay an internet bill to keep me online, to be Twitch streaming and YouTubing altogether. I also realized that I never gave a proper introduction to myself, my life, and also my experience with League of Legends, as I am a 10-year League of Legends player who peaked at Grandmaster 245 LP as of Season 9 under the alias Steph Millz. I also understand that the way that I was going about my content production was very random, and it was not structured enough for you to be able to follow it a proper way. Not only that, I also never revealed my true frustration with the game when I was actually receiving some toxic comments in regards to the difference in my playstyle when it came to Camille. I started playing Camille in Season 7, and I also started Twitch streaming in 2017. I also revealed my face in 2018 when I reached the rank of Diamond, because that was the first time I ever reached Diamond rank in all my years of playing League of Legends, and I felt like being in Diamond was the rank that would give me enough respect for people to actually pay attention and watch me. It was May 6th of 2019 when I was featured on YouTube for my exceptional skill with Camille in the first montage that was ever created of me without me even asking. And I also lost my job May 9th of 2019 within that same week. During the time when I lost my job, I applied heavy amount of focus in playing League and streaming throughout several months in the summer, which allowed me to focus and also make it up to Grandmaster in that same year after I lost my job and was featured on YouTube for my Twitch stream to start blowing up. But ultimately I fell out of Grandmaster because I was in a very big rush of trying to reach Challenger, to where I didn't take the time to pause on my journey of me trying to become the best Camille, or just feel as though I still had something to prove when I didn't have anything to prove at all. And I also allowed myself to fall by not taking the time to just relax and have fun, and also just start learning how to learn how to provide content for people, rather than just focus on getting up to the rank and feeling like when I got up to the rank, that was when I would get all the attention that I would ever want. But that's not how it works for everybody, and I understand that now. I guess I should be honest and say that when I fell out of Grandmaster, that was when I fell personally. I fell when I lost that rank, and that was something that I didn't want to admit, but that damaged me mentally, and I just didn't reveal that to anyone. I actually felt like that I failed. When I lost that rank, I felt like I failed at not only the game, but I also failed at getting the attention that I would want, or getting the attention that I would ever feel as though because I'm not in that rank, nobody would watch me, nobody would care, or people would care about rank too much to where if you're not in a high elo, nobody will give you any kind of respect, because they feel like anybody in a certain elo is just not skilled enough, unless it's a high elo challenger matchup where everybody wants to learn from the best. And I'm somebody that always felt like it's experience that outclasses the rank. Don't let this rank stuff fool you and make you think that someone in challenger is the most smartest and most high quality player, when there are various people across the world that have a ton of experience with the champion they play and a ton of experience with the game, to where I've always argued that it doesn't matter the rank, it just matters how your mental is, and it matters how you play. I always kept a strong mental when it comes to me playing my games, but my mental was always altered whenever it came to real life situations. Primarily, I'm black. I have to express that enough because that's already a struggle in its own right. So not only the struggle that I face off camera and off stream, it's just coming back on stream and trying to regain that focus and regain that passion. It becomes harder and harder when you're told different perspectives of life, and you feel like there's certain things that you have to follow but you have this belief that if you continue to do what you do, you will actually make something of yourself rather than trying to make something out of somebody's opinion of you or what they believe you should be. In my world, it felt like Twitch streaming and YouTubing wasn't something to be proud of. I was trying to live up to an expectation that I no longer needed to live up to as I became my own man. I became my own independent man, but I was still following standards and a set of rules that were set to me as I was growing up in life for me to understand I no longer have to follow those set standards and I can do what it is that I want to do. In 2020, I went to college, I had a corporate job, and I also became an uncle all in that same year. For me to not even realize how much happened in that year and how much that I needed to actually grow up and change so I can break out of these habits that I've been having of not telling my pains and not expressing myself and not explaining what it is that has been going on with me and always acting like something was never wrong with me. I was someone that always swore that nothing was wrong with me, which was the biggest lie that I ever would tell myself, is that nothing was wrong with me when there was so many things that had been wrong with me. It also took for a very serious comment that was directed to me for me to actually snap out of the trance that I was in, because there was a ton of personal anger that I also withheld. And you know how that goes, where when you don't release your anger, it just completely starts eating you inside, to where it takes for something like as small as a comment for it to just burst out because of how long you've actually let it build up and never found ways to really release it or never found ways to ease it so that way it would die down on its own. However, in the midst of me suffering in my silence over time, I had been doing an insane amount of content creation as a way of trying to ease my pain. That was kind of how I was actually battling the personal issues in my life. Was I would start making content, and I was going crazy with making content, as you guys see. I was crazy on the content creation, and that kind of sounds very, very weird to say that, but it's the truth that my anger was expressed in my content creation. So everything started looking very, very eerie and very dark and very grim, but then it became very, very interesting, as many people said to me. So I always felt like nobody cared about what I was making, but everybody was telling me, your content is so good. And something in my head kept telling me, nobody cares about this stuff. Which is true to an extent, because people say that the content is great, but you're not providing what the fans want as well. So it kind of makes it very, very confusing, what is going on? What is happening? We see you're doing something great, but you're missing something still. And I'm still confused in my head, what is it that I feel like I'm still missing? And it's something so simple as gameplay. And I had been very, very inconsistent on that because of my own personal issues. So I was inconsistent on providing gameplay. I was inconsistent on providing just clean, just straightforward content, all because I had been angry and had been going crazy on the content creation rather than making the gameplay footage just to show the proper skill that I have and also be able to teach people how to play my personal style. So now that I have gotten all my anger out, now that I am now feeling so much better, my life has changed. I became an uncle. I have a niece where I have a strong duty to protect. I just realized that becoming an uncle was something that just didn't hit me yet. In that same year of 2020, becoming an uncle didn't hit me yet at all. So imagine that. You become an uncle, you have a responsibility, and it still doesn't even hit you that you are an uncle and that this is somebody that you have to take care of. So how do you do it? Your passion, your Twitch streaming, your YouTubing. You've been doing it for 3 years, Steph. I didn't realize that I had been doing this for 3 years already, to where I didn't even realize how much older I got and how much time has passed. And then I had been fighting for so long of wanting to be consistent on this, to where 2021, I finally realized that I can be consistent. I can do it. Everybody told me I have the potential, I have the talent, you even have the content to even do it. So what's wrong? What's stopping you? And now I realize there is no reason for me to not provide for my fans and people across the world that struggle in the game and want to get better. Because Season 11 League of Legends offers so many new creative ideas in terms of item builds, in terms of play styles, and it's just very versatile, where it's based off the plays that you make now. You know, I've been saying that it's based off playmaking. And I understand now that my experience with Camille has been all about focusing on playmaking rather than build making, and rather than all that extra stuff that I do, to where ultimately it's just, you just have to know how to play right. You just have to know how to make the correct plays. So, for Season 11 League of Legends, under Steph J. Millz, I now offer my knowledge to players across the world, because as a 10-year League of Legends player and also a Grandmaster Peak player, I have the knowledge to be able to teach people how to make better plays, and also be able to help people across the world not only get better at the game, but also get better at life, because I'm someone that also went through a ton of mental problems behind the scenes, to where I now know how to remain calm and also be focused. So that way you don't have to express your anger anymore if you feel as though things aren't going your way. And I think there's like a saying that goes where everybody has to lose first before they can find out how to win. And when they find out how to win, they will never lose again. That's kind of my saying, and that's kind of my mantra for, you know, for future reference. I also want to share that my inspiration for being a Twitch streamer as well also came from Tyler1. Tyler1 is actually my favorite Twitch streamer, and I never admitted that or never said it out loud, but yes, I've been inspired by Tyler1, because Tyler1 reminds me of my uncle and my family. Because my uncle and my family is the one that actually got me into League of Legends 10 years ago. So Tyler1 was like a representation of my uncle to me, which inspired me to really be into Twitch streaming and inspired me to push my skills further in the game. So once again, I am feeling much better, and as a result to me feeling much better, everybody's going to be feeling much better as well, because I can now smile more, I can now be happy, I can now enjoy life, I can now have fun, and I can provide for everybody that's been waiting for me to return for so long, and has been wondering what's been happening to me behind the scenes, and also trying to be comforting to me anytime they see me struggling or anytime they see me upset. I now understand that my anger and my frustration also did worry a lot of people, which I guess I just didn't take notice of at all, because I always felt like nobody cared or nobody was watching. But it's the fact that everybody's comments to me about maintaining my cool, and also just the positive comments about what I've been doing with my life and what I've been like building and what I've been making, all the positive feedback that I have been getting, you know, as far as like how I've helped people climb up in ranks, how I've helped people just overall stay level-headed, and how I just help people overall with their gameplay. So I'm very appreciative for people that give me those kind of feedback, is because it's what definitely helped me maintain myself, or else I would have self-destructed if I did. But I always did say that I was never going to self-destruct no matter what. So no matter how hard life gets, I will never self-destruct. I didn't self-destruct in that anger moment, but it was something I had to release. Because we all have our moments where we are angry. Sometimes we have to let it go. Because if we can't let it go, it will be nothing but a burden to us. Thank you guys once again. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate all the love and support from my followers, my fans. Thank you once again. I just can't say thank you enough, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here. That's all I can say. Without you guys, I would not be here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay tuned for more content by Steph J. Millz.